Spencer, a fantastic 4-2 home victory over Chelmsford this evening. Just how much credit do the group deserve for that result?
Yeah, because Chelmsford are a really good side. It was one of those nights that they shocked us a bit with their system. I didn't expect them to do what they did, Chelmsford. We saw it when the team sheet came out, so we had to adjust. It wasn't quite what I had planned, but we sorted it out before the game started. And look, great goal to start the game, fabulous goal. Really disappointed with the equaliser. Just ran for the second goal. You know, it was a mistake, and great on Courtney to get going. But the third and the fourth were two fabulous goals, and we had to defend really, really well. Joe's made 3 or 4 fabulous saves. They're a really good side. It was bizarre. It wasn't really an end-to-end game, but there were a lot of chances. And you give Chelmsford credit; they got some fabulous players. I mean, how a couple of them are playing at this level is beyond me, really. I mean, they were that good. So it's a fantastic result, because at the moment I've just said to the players, you enjoy it tonight, because it's just about points. You know, at this stage of the season, you know, play badly and win 1-0. I'll take that every day at the moment. And everyone put an incredible shift in. Slightly frustrated about Rennie slightly twinged his hamstring, which is the disappointment of the night. I'm actually frustrated we conceded a poor goal right at the end, but I said Chelmsford had chances, we just took ours, and at this stage, I just said I'm just absolutely delighted with another 3 points. I don't care who it's against each time, we just need the points.
Hakeem and Courtney both scored a goal in each half. Which was your favourite?
Oh, that's a good one. I thought the first goal was a decent break from Courtney. He lays it across, so he's got 2 goals and assist. And I think the third goal, our fourth goal, where it's a team goal, we pass the ball and Hacks cuts in and bends it into the top corner. I mean, they're quality finishes, and they rightly will get a lot of the plaudits. But I thought, even though Chelmsford had plenty of chances as well, we still defended brilliantly. You know, from the keeper, the centre halves, I thought Robbo and Michael were great. I thought Nico came in, we weren't anticipating him playing in that position, and he hasn't played for so long, but you know, everyone put a shift in. It was really hard. I said it's quite bizarre, because I'm giving a lot of credit to Chelmsford, and I'm sure they'll be very unhappy, but you can see the quality they've got, and I suppose they should do. They're incredibly well backed full time. And tonight was our night, and as I said, selfish, I just don't care. You know, it was a freezing cold night, and I was, you know, really disappointed about we didn't get the fans going, even though we scored. But at the end there, they're absolutely singing away, and the few that did face the weather tonight saw another great performance, and you know, we just about deserved it, even though the scoreline says differently. You know, 4-1 up well into stoppage time, but you know, as I said, I keep coming back. We just need the points.
Goalkeeper Joe Duncan made a couple of stops tonight. How important was that one just before half time?
Absolutely crucial, because you know, the game ebbed and flowed, and Chelmsford had 5-minute periods, plenty of times where you could see their full-time status and their quality, and they were popping it around, and we had to work so hard in a shape to stay with them. And you know, Joe came in and was disappointed about the penalty. You know, he's a young man, the hesitancy, but boy, did he make up with it with, you know, I think 3 fabulous saves. And you know, those are key moments just before half time. So as I said, how you award almost man of the match, because there's plenty of players. Alfie Tuck again, I thought was fantastic. You know, so you know, it's very difficult, and you know, obviously the headline lads, you know, get the plaudits, but today, I know it's a cliche, to a man we were absolutely magnificent. Every single player that got on the pitch, and the staff, and the planning that went into it, and you know, it's another great win. And you know, we have a quick turnaround, and we've got to go again Saturday on non-league day.
You handed Nico Lawrence's first start in midfield today. What was the thinking behind that decision?
The thinking was he was going to play centre half, but Chelmsford shocked me and didn't play 3-5-2. So when I saw the team sheet, I'd planned for it. I didn't expect it. I thought it was a rumour. I didn't think they'd do it, but they did. Clearly, they weren't happy with Saturday's performance, which I did warn the players that could happen, although I didn't think it was likely. So he's played there many times before. He told us that's his first competitive game for a long time, but you can see his quality, you know. And you know, he was running out of gas at the end there, and was saying it. And I thought the subs that came on worked hard. And you have to work so hard against these sides, and you know, no, as I said, I'm just delighted with everybody.
We didn't have Boyd at right back today. What's the situation there?
So Boyd was playing in, was it the Premier League Cup semi-final, which was something that Reading had made very clear from day one that they wanted him to play in that. Unfortunately, they've lost tonight. He's had a message. He's been straight onto the group celebrating. Yeah. So he wasn't available tonight, but he will be back with us for the rest of the season. And yeah, I thought Louis jumped in there, wasn't going to play right back, and he was, you know, as I said, it was the lads took on the instructions really well tonight against a really good side, and there were times that Chelmsford caused us a lot of problems because of the quality they've got, and the lads listened and they tried to do it, and occasionally we couldn't do it, and as I said, there's some very, very good players, but as I said, it was a real group effort and a fantastic result, and we have to recover and face another top side on Saturday.
And away from tonight, midfielder Billy Clifford has left the club this week. Have you got anything further to add?
Not massively. Been speaking to Billy for some time. Obviously, he's not been in the side. There's always lots going on, contrary to what some people might want to jump on, which is just rubbish. Ultimately, I'll always protect this football club. He was on a 2-year deal, but he had to get to certain stats to get to that, appearances, starts, which he wasn't going to make. And the opportunity came along. We were speaking to him, we offered him out on loan, and we did a deal with Farnham, and we wish him all the best moving forward. There's no big row on it. There's things that go on behind the scenes, but I don't know, it's just some people just want to be negative about everything. People say, oh, we can't handle senior players. Well, maybe you want to go and speak to Ricky Holmes. He was here for about 4 years, wasn't he? We had to kick him out almost. We wish Billy all the best at Farnham. They were gentlemen dealing with it, and Billy is a fabulous player when you're on the front foot and when you're dominating the ball, which Farnham are doing in the division below, so we wish them the best of it. At the moment, we're in a fist fight, and we've got lads that are really good at fighting and scrapping, and you look at that fantastic ball for Robbo that put the ball straight into an area, and we said we've got pace to hurt them today, and Courtney ran in and he took his chance, because I've spoken to Courtney many times. We need more from him. Tonight he's arrived. This is a lad who's got 100 plus EFL appearances, and tonight we saw him arrive, and fantastic, and thrilled for him. He's always got to do the ugly stuff as well, and some of these lads have not played an awful lot of football, so it's not easy to keep up for that length of period, especially against a full-time side. So there's always things. We wish Billy all the best. He'll do really well at Farnham in their promotion push, because he's a great technical football player, but he wasn't working for us, and we have to look at these things, and he goes with our best wishes, and we're comfortable with where we are in that position.
Of course, we're back here in a few days to host Hornchurch. How much of a team selection headache have you got for that one?
Yeah, it's about, being blunt, they've got an extra day off. They're going for arguably the title. Certainly we're pushing up there. They're full of high quality, they're experienced, they've got some great players. I'll be honest, we haven't done well against them before. We've always had tough games with them. It's non-league day. I know the club's announcing an absolute raft of offers, which is great, and I don't think we've had a non-league day, or maybe one in 10, 15 years, so we hope so many people come. It's going to be another massive game, but every game's massive. I've just said to the lads again, we've got 4 weeks left. We've got 6, use the cliche, cup finals. Every game is massive. We need you here to, I know it was cold tonight, I know we've got 4 games in a row at home, but boy, are we giving it a go. And there probably still will be twists and turns. I'd love to say we're going to win the next 6. I'd say it's pretty much not going to happen, but this is a great shot in the arm, and please bring everyone you can. Let's go and get another result. It's going to be tough. We need the support. There will be ups and downs still to go. We need everyone to stick together, and we'll see how people recover. We'll do the analysis again against a really, really strong side, and fingers crossed we can get more points, because that's all that matters at the moment.
Brilliant. Thanks, Spencer, and good luck for Saturday.
Thank you.